So last year, Stony Brook earned a berth in the FCS playoffs for the second consecutive season. Do you feel like your program's grown to the point where playoff berth is a realistic goal each season?
You know, I would hope we're in a good position each and every year to be the best we can be. Certainly, it's a goal of our team. It's one of them. We certainly have others that we look at, but you know, I think we've been able to represent correctly, and we want to continue to do that week in and week out, and just let the chips fall.
You know, last year your defense was strong as usual. You have 8 starters back, including all 4 in your secondary. So you have to replace 3 all-conference players, but do you feel like this group is going to be formidable again, and who are you looking to lead the team on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I think, you know, Sam Camaro is one of our captains, who was a first-team preseason in the CAA. Everybody said he had a breakout year. The problem was the year before he played with a shoulder surgery, torn labrum, and tore it his freshman year, so he didn't have the chance to really be ready in a full season he was last year. Gavin Heslop, our boundary corner, is I just think a super player. He's going into his 3rd year of full starting. TJ Morrison, our field corner, is coming back for his 2nd year of starting. We got a lot of depth, I think, on the defensive side of the ball, so we're excited about that. You know, we think Augie Contresser, our field rover, is maybe our best complete football player, and he's had a great offseason. So, you know, I think we do it with a lot of people, even though we did graduate the 2 inside linebackers who played a lot of football for us. We feel we have enough there to continue what we've done.
You know, and on the offensive side of the ball, probably going to look a little bit different this season with only 3 of your linemen back in the starting lineup. So who are some of those new players who are going to step into starting roles at your skill positions?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You know, when we step back at first glance, we graduated every rushing touchdown over the last 2 years, and we graduated all but 2 receiving touchdowns. So that being said, we have a lot of guys that have been in our program for 2 and 3 years that are waiting for their opportunity that I have a ton of confidence in. You know, some guys that got hurt and weren't able to, so Nick Anderson and Andrew Trent were 2 receivers that came out of preseason last year starting, and then they got hurt early part of the year and weren't able to continue, so other guys stepped to the plate. We have the same thing in the backfield, and we have the same thing up front, so it'll be an interesting dynamic. I think we have more depth on both sides of the ball, just a matter of game experience.
You know, with that new personnel and depth, does that lead to any changes in style of play on that side of the ball, or do you keep things pretty status quo?
No, I think we're going to do what we do best, which is manage the game correctly, allow our defense to control the game, run the football, you know, efficiently, be good in the red zone, be good in 3rd down, and try to keep the mistakes to a minimum. I think that's the method to win in this league. If you try to be different than you are, you're probably not going to be successful.
You know, and we touched on it a little bit, but Stony Brook was one of the 6 CAA teams that earned a berth in the FCS playoffs last year. How significant was the achievement, or the historic achievement, of putting 6 teams in the playoff for Stony Brook and for the conference?
Well, you know, I think there were a lot of deserving teams, and I think the recognition that, you know, we're not going to have teams that have 1 loss in conference play. We're going to have teams that have 3 losses like we did, who are good teams. And you win a couple of your non-league games, you play your FBS team, and that's a tough one to win. So if you get the 7 wins in this conference and you're 5-3 in the conference, I think that speaks a lot about where we should be. And it was good to see the committee on a national level recognize that. And, you know, I think we represented correctly, and I think hopefully that will be something that can continue moving forward.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach.